Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Barry, That Goat Metal Show, on today, Saturday, March 5th, 2022. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody's doing well. And yeah, things is going so far so good over here. Alright, a lot of the mandates are finally being lifted up here in New York. Things are starting to get back to some type of normalcy, I guess. But it is what it is, right? Okay, guys. Basically, there's been a lot of stuff going on as far as what's been going on in metal. All right, we got some news, some albums. It's just good. It's just been so good right now as far as being a metalhead and listening to a lot of different music. I mean, I know there's a lot of things going on right now. As far as negative, we just finished with trying to get through this pandemic. Now we got a war going on with Russia invading the Ukraine. Sometimes you're gonna need some music as an outlet, to try to get away from all this negativity, man. It just sucks, man. To everybody in Ukraine, we're here. We got you in our hearts over here, guys. All right. But let's just get on to some news. Some pretty good news, actually. Dave Lombardo, formerly from Slayer, Suicidal Tendencies, Grip Incorporated, all the bands that he's been through right now. He went back with Testament. Gene Hoglan left. Went back to, I guess he's going to strictly do Dark Angel and whatever little projects he's got going where he felt he didn't have, time to basically stick doing Testament. Now, Dave Lombardo's going back. Now, I mind you, besides Dave Lombardo being one of the greatest drummers in the history of metal, okay? And the fact that it's no coincidence that the album that he played on, The Gathering, which had an all-star lineup in that fucking album, was fantastic. It had Steve DiGiorgio, James Murphy, Dave Lombardo. That was a phenomenal, that whole album, back to front. That album to me is Their Reign in Blood, and it had, the drummer from Slayer performing on that album. And I was fortunate. I got to see them play live for that tour for The Gathering in Jersey, and it was a fantastic show. Fantastic. It was Dave Lombardo. It was just phenomenal. So happy that he's going back to Testament. I'm looking forward to hearing the new album that they do put out eventually with Lombardo, because it's like, I'm sure, look, no disrespect to Gene Hoglan. Gene Hoglan, fantastic drummer, up there with the greats as well. But I don't know, there's still that elements that you just could tell, and I'm just being a fanboy with Dave Lombardo, I guess, but I am so fucking thrilled that Dave Lombardo is back with Testament. And in other news, another drummer is going back with a former bandmate. Okay, we got Pete Commando Sandoval going back to play drums with David Vincent. David Vincent has a new band. It's called I Am Morbid, and he got Pete Sandoval, and makes you wonder exactly what's going on. I'm still trying to catch up on what was going on. I know he was singing for Vladimis, and that was actually a really good band as well. So I'm not sure exactly what happened. I got to look up. I'm still a little off on the news. There was nothing that signified that he wasn't singing with them no more or whatever. That was a good band. They were really good. I mean, his direction of vocals, he changed it a little bit. I mean, it was nothing compared to that Morbid Angel album that they did when he came back with more. It was nothing like that, thank goodness, because that was a terrible album. It was just, that whole thing was just bad. But his style of vocals fit Vladimis, and I'm hoping with I Am Morbid, it looks like they're gonna, if you're gonna put Pete Sandoval in there, it's got to be somewhere in that Morbid Angel type of feel, because you're not gonna waste a badass drummer like that, So we're gonna see how that goes from there. But yeah, let's see. Also in other news, we got, there was a lot of videos going around about Chris Barnes, with everything that's going on. Look, I know nobody wants to talk about that anymore. It's already old gossip. There was a video that went around one of the Cannibal Corpse shows where everybody was chanting "fuck Chris Barnes," and George Corpse Grinder came out and was like, I didn't say it, I get it, I'm not, look, and I'm not, and I did already a couple of videos about Chris Barnes. It is what it is. I'm sure I don't know if he's having any regret, but I think we just got to let it lie. Let it lie. It is what it is. I don't, we're not going to, it's like, what can we do, man? And it's a shame because, he is one of the legends in death metal. Chris Barnes was he was the one that pretty much helped change the game in death metal when it came to vocals. And I'll always give him that respect, and I'm sure a lot of people do. But I mean, do I agree with some of the things he's been saying recently? No. I mean, look, man, it is what it is. You just got to do what you do, and just sometimes I know you want to speak your mind, but sometimes what you think is not going to come out the right way here. And it's a shame. It's a shame. Hopefully everything dies down with that, and we'll just keep going. But the Corpse Grinder album is out, and from my understanding, it's got a lot of good reviews. A lot of good, some, here and there. Because Jamie Joster was the one who produced that album. I think it's a good album. I think it's good. It's good. I enjoy it. I enjoy it. Some people are not into that type of production, I guess, because of the fact it's like a Jamie Joster style production. But look, man, it's cool. Look, he's venturing off doing something. Hey, man, and it sounds good. I think it sounds good. All right. It's funny because I think he had in one of those interviews he was talking about how I think he's already been with Cannibal Corpse now 25 years. 25 years, and 30 years, 5 years before that, he was with Monstrosity. So I think it's pretty cool that you think about that lifespan. Think about Chris Barnes when he was in Cannibal. What he was there, like maybe less than 8 or something like that, somewhere around that range. We gotta give George his props on the longevity of what he's been doing, and keep it going from there. But in local news, local releases, we got my boys from Queens, Immortal Suffering. If you guys are not familiar with Immortal Suffering, they're one of the most brutal bands to come out of New York, and they're real good friends of mine. I mean, we were with them back in the days from when they first started up, played tons of shows with them, and they've evolved into such brutal gruesomeness. All right, they have a free single that you could download called "Conceived in a Crack House." All right, it's very brutal stuff. I want to give props to my boys over there, and just let them know I'm always gonna be a fan. Always. I'm just so happy that they're still playing brutal shit to this day. I'll make sure to leave the link in the description if you guys are interested and y'all want to go and listen to Conceived in the Crack House. It'll be there. It's free to listen. All right, and then eventually there'll be information there for you guys if you want to pick up the album. All right. Also I think we also had what we have we got. Yeah. So yeah, that was with that. Also, just recently I went and I started, flicking through YouTube and stuff like that. I think I had a recommendation for this band called Bloodywoods. Right, they're an Indian band, and the name of the video is called Danadan. I guess they sing in Indian. You got a guy who, now, first initial reaction, from everything that was coming up on it, with the trigger warnings and so on and so forth. I mean, they're very heavy. That's one. I love the whole aspect of implementing the Indian music in there with here and there. It just sounds really cool. The girls dancing was cool. The guy rapping, all right, I'm not really too much of a fan of the rap thing with it gives me that Limp Bizkit vibe, and I was never really a fan of like Limp Bizkit and stuff like with the whole metalcore rapcore shit or whatever the hell that they were doing at that time in the 90s, the late 90s. But listening to this song, I could tolerate it. It blends okay. The main guy singing, he's just there. He's brutal. He goes in, and you can't help but to bang your head, and just it's really, really, really cool. The name of the video is Dana Dan. I'll leave a link in the description for you guys to check that out. You won't regret it. If you're pretty open to some of the guys doing a little rapping in between the music, it's all right. But the music is great. I really, really dig the music. The music is heavy. You get into it, and it's just good to see that there's different elements of good hard metal in different parts of the world. There's a lot of good bands coming out of Asia, and a lot of brutal bands too. So it's just good to look at. It's good to check that out. Okay, and also what we have here, we have an anniversary. Okay, Slayer's Hell Awaits. It is now 37 years old. 37 years old, man. Hell Awaits. And I don't know if I've ever told anybody this, but my first exposure to Slayer was Hell Awaits. Yeah, when I first started getting into metal, it was my friend, we were just going through some stuff, the basic stuff, Maiden, Metallica. Then he pretty much helped me get into more of the more heavier things. He got me into Carnivore, Obituary. When he got me into Slayer, it was actually my first. I heard Venom at War with Satan was my first time listening to anything that sounded like really cool and evil, and then he threw Hell Awaits at me, and I was blown away. And then, if I'm not mistaken, then a year and a half later, that's when they put out South of Heaven, and been a huge Slayer fan ever since. And I don't even have to tell you about Slayer. They're the shit. All right, but that's pretty much that right now. And then we got some good shows coming up over here. I got my boy Chucky and Crazy Eddie. They got a free hardcore show coming up. I think it's in 2 weeks. So if anybody lives in the New York area, the Sawmill Tavern. If anything, just try to go up on their site or whatever. I'll try to get you some dates. I believe it's the 20. I think it's the 20 something. I know it's on a Saturday. I don't have the date in my head right now. I didn't write it down for some reason. I don't know why. But it is what it is. But if you're in the New York area and you want to check out a free good show, let them know Barry sent you. All right, guys. So look, that's it right now. If you guys have anything that you want me to check out, you want me to review, let me know. I got an email. You can send me in the comments. Let me know, what you want me to. I'll be glad to put your stuff out here, and bring it out. And please like and subscribe, share the videos, and let's see how everything goes from there, man. Everything, let's just hope that we get some things start getting back to normal. Let's hope Russia and Ukraine could, we need that to stop and get back to some normalcy. All right, guys. This is Barry, that Goat Metal Show. Stay brutal.